morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is Dylan with Tucson Future Classics, and that is our 2014 Ford Taurus Interceptor. All right, everybody, quick walk and talk around the outside of our Interceptor here. Like I said before, this is a 2014 Taurus Interceptor. She's got just over 169,000 miles, and this is a genuine police vehicle. It was either a lieutenant's car, a detective's vehicle, or an undercover highway car, because when we climb inside, I'll show you, it still has the cloth interior, the full back seat, and all the amenities that you usually wouldn't get in your standard issue squad car. It does, however, still have the ballistic rated doors, the stab proof seats, and all the cool interior goodies that you'd expect on a police vehicle. Wrap around the back, you can see that EcoBoost badge. That's right, this is the 3.5 liter twin turbo EcoBoost. Makes about 360 horsepower, 350 foot-pounds of torque, and it goes to all four wheels. And the cool thing, unlike any other Taurus out there, this one is column shifted. Yep, you can slam it into gear just like you're in an 80s action movie. Wrapping our way around, down here it's got the 18-inch quote-unquote Pursuit rated steelies, still shod in pretty new Goodyear Eagle RSA tires. So just like the Blues Brothers said, it's got cop shocks, got cop suspensions, got cop tires. It's a good car. Darker tinted in the rear, little bit lighter up front, and this is kind of unique in that it is a quote-unquote dark car package, which means all of the Interceptor and police badging has been removed to try to make it blend in better with normal, everyday civilians. As we wrap around up here to the front, I'm going to scoot in a little bit closer because it has got an additional oil and transmission cooler up front. It's been mostly decontented of its police gear, but there's a loudspeaker and a whaler hidden behind the Ford logo there. And if you look really close, you even got two little wigwags up there that are not hooked up, but I'm sure if you're creative enough, you could probably get them working. Although, I must reiterate, it is illegal to impersonate a police officer, so please do so at your own discretion. But let's hop under the hood, climb inside, and take this thing for a rip. I can't wait to show you all the cool things that this cop car's got on. Up here is not the prettiest engine bay of all time, but it is surely one of the hardest working. Ford wasted no money on making it pretty up here. It is all function, no form. So you've got the heavy duty battery there to go with the beefed up alternator that this has. Okay, brake fluid reservoir. Across the back there from shock tower to shock tower is a chassis brace for increased stiffness. Helps the car handle a little bit better and feel a little bit tighter. We've got your coolant, washer fluid, and there right in the middle of it all is that 3.5 liter twin turbo EcoBoost V6. Looking down a little bit further, you can see the heavier duty fans on the bigger radiator. And you look down there, there's the very top of that siren I was telling you about. It's even got the warning label still on it. Driver's seat of the Interceptor. When I said it was a ballistic door, I wasn't kidding. Driver and passenger front doors have heavy-duty straps because the doors weigh about 40 pounds to 80 pounds more than a standard door. Because they are ballistic resistant, meaning they can take small arms fire and shrapnel and you won't get hit. So, kind of cool. It's got power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, so it is definitely more well equipped than a standard cruiser would be, which leads me to think this was an undercover or a detective's or a lieutenant's car. Here onto the wheel, cruise control settings here, your radio controls here. You control the entire Ford infotainment screen over there. That one. These are for your police upfitter lights, sirens, that kind of thing would all be controlled with auxiliary 1, 2, 3, and 4. One cool thing, since this was a fleet vehicle, you can access the engine hours. So, if I go through 5,604 total hours on the engine, only 1,200 of which were spent idling, which means for about every 4 hours of driving, this spent 1 hour idling, which is pretty good for a police or a fleet vehicle. Usually these things have more idling hours than driving hours. So this was actually used, which is a pretty good indication of, well, a good indicator of longevity for the engine and transmission. These things like to be run, not just idled. Moving over here, AM, FM, CD, and Sirius XM radio. It does have Bluetooth for your phone calls, and I'm pretty sure this My Ford Sync system can play music, but do not quote me on that. I have not synced my phone to it yet. Down here, basic HVAC controls. You know, where do you want it? How hot do you want it? How hard do you want it? There, we've got two 12-volt power plugs here. Under here is the upfitters panel where the radio, sirens, all those controls would be. There's a whole bunch of wiring under here that you could play with if you wanted to. Dual cup holders, and then in here you've got just a pretty standard center console, place to hold your pens, chapstick, business cards, mystery button for the upfitters. Moving on to the passenger side, trunk release here. Got a good sized glove box in it. Got the original Ford documents. And on our website with the photos and our listing, we actually have the original window sticker and build sheet for this car with all the police goodies showing that it was a dark car, and showing the ballistic doors, the stab-proof seats. I think it's called the safety package, the driver and passenger safety package. So when I climb in the back seat, I'll show you those. But pretty well equipped, and it's got the red and white dome light because red light preserves your night vision, good for doing stakeouts, patrols, and whatever it is you want to do in your cop car. But let's hop in the back seat. I'll show you what's what, and we'll take it for a ride. Right, climbing into the back, you'll notice this is not the usual perp seat. This is an actual cushioned bench that sits up a little bit higher because behind this is chassis bracing for the stiffened chassis. So if you listen, that is a stab resistant plate behind the driver and passenger seats. So if you have someone back here that, you know, you might not like too much, or they might not like you, they can just give you a ka-cha and get to you. It'll stop it. One other kind of notable thing is, for this being a police vehicle, it still has a little button here showing it, child seat anchors, driver and passenger in the rear seat. And if you're wondering, at 6'1", 260 pounds, my head just clears the roof, even with the higher seat. And it's a big sedan. There's still a good deal of room back here. Pop in the trunk, and we'll take it for a spin. Be right back. When you look at the trunk, you're going to notice a couple of things. One, it's pretty big. Two, chassis bracing running across here. Ford police vehicles have a 75 mile an hour rear end impact rating, meaning that you could be sitting still parked in this, get hit at 75 and not die. It actually exceeds any federal impact crash rating. Down here you've got space for a full size 18-inch spare. You can get another one of those Goodyear RSAs and Pursuit Steelies and whack it back there. But other than that, reinforced mat. It had the cutouts here and here from the rifle or the shotgun rack that used to be in the trunk of these. And on these Pursuit cars, you'll see there is a mechanical key on the trunk, which is only on police vehicles. One other thing I want to point out, the only identifying thing on here from its fleet days, it was apparently Unit 17, and the police EcoBoosts can run on regular 87 octane, so you don't have to worry about feeding this thing high test if you don't want. Here's the part that I have all been waiting for, getting to drive this thing. So while I wait for the gate to open, I'll show you that column shift, pull it back all the way down into drive. Does have a low gear button that'll lock it into a lower range if you push in on the end here. One pretty cool thing is I've driven like rental car grade Tauruses and even the Lincolns that are based on the Taurus platform, and none of them are quite as comfortable as this. Like, you could tell this vehicle is designed to have someone sitting in it 8 to 12 hours a day, every single day. These cloth seats actually have pretty decent support. I actually had to take some of the lumbar out of it to be a bit more comfortable for me, but they're good. No real squeaks or rattles, which is pretty surprising given that this is nearly 170,000 miles. But I'm gonna get out of this little neighborhood here. We'll take this thing for a quick blast up the frontage road, show you a 0 to 40 to 0, so you know there's nothing hiding in the suspension that would come to light when we do that. And yeah, I'll just kind of be quiet and let this thing go for a minute. Hear it go through the gears. Try to hold the phone steady, but as we go over the railroad tracks. All right, we're here on the frontage road. Nobody's around. Let it eat. Third. And from 0 to felony, real quick. Pull strong. Doesn't take any correction to mitigate a left or a right hand pull on it. And yeah, it's pretty well dialed in. Pulls strong. I'll do a 0 to 40 to 0, somewhere a little bit quieter. Hang tight. Cutting through a little neighborhood near the dealership here. I gotta show you going on this little roundabout. For a big car, these things have remarkably tight turning radiuses as well. You can bang a U-turn with pretty great ease. Just up beyond where that Civic is parked, I'll do that 0 to 40 to 0. Show you guys all what this thing's really got. Just wait for the traffic to clear and get past this little crossing street. So if you really want to be a hooligan, which you can do, under settings, you can turn traction control off. Feed it a little power. 40! And a full ABS brake to 0. Doesn't pull, doesn't shudder. It just reels itself in real good for a 4,000 pound car. Big brakes, big tires. It's pretty great. But while I'm still giggling, I'll cut this off and meet you guys back at the yard and do a wrap up. All right, everybody, that's gonna just about do it on this 2014 Ford Taurus Interceptor. Please see us at TucsonFutureClassics.com for the full listing on this vehicle. It'll have a suite of pictures, written description, Carfax vehicle history report, and that original window sticker and build sheet I was telling you about before. Just a reminder, we are an appointment-only dealership, so you can send us an email at info@TucsonFutureClassics.com, give us a phone call, shoot us a text message. We're on Facebook, so you can message us there, or we're on Instagram, so you can slide into our DMs. However you want to get in touch with us, we will be here, ready to show this thing off to you. Hopefully I've been able to give you all the information you could ever want or need to make an informed decision about this car. And as always, I've been Dylan. We'll see you soon.